All right, what's up, y'all? I'm Blake Smith, and I'm going to talk about Theory X Management. So everyone close your eyes, think about a time, think about your favorite jobs, your least favorite jobs. When I say jobs, I mean it broadly. If you're on a sports team, anything like that, think about a time where someone's been above you. More specifically, think about a time where it's been less favorable than another time, and kind of the things that had made it least favorable. So when I think about it, I think about things like, honestly, just a bad boss, someone who's mean and throws threats your way, a place where your ideas don't matter, and a place where you're kind of just stuck doing the same thing 24/7. For me, that's what I think of a bad organization, bad job I've worked. So Theory X managers believe that employees don't like work, they don't want to be at work, they want nothing to do with work. The only thing they care about is job security, and to honor that job security, they just want money. They want bonuses, rewards, things like that. So keep that in mind. Why do we care about this? Well, at one point in our life, we're all going to work a job. Some of us are going to be managers and leaders of organizations one day, so it's important to know kind of what to look for and why this theory isn't the greatest. One situation where it works really well is like a high pressure, high output organization. If I'm just working on a line throwing boxes, it kind of doesn't matter if my boss yells at me to like move faster and you're gonna get fired if you don't show up on time type of thing. But for organizations where we're trying to build a culture that's more like family friendly and like good vibes, this type of theory does not work for that. So kind of with the need, the problem, there's a lack of employee engagement. Ineffective results in the workplace, like I said, unless it's one of those high output, high pressure organizations where all they care about is producing whatever it is they produce. Often we see a top-down communication style where the managers and leaders don't care what the employees have to say. They don't want them to even have communication with them or talk up. And overall, employees just feel a lack of value, like their words mean nothing, like their ideas mean nothing, and you don't get the best productivity from an employee like that. So these two pictures, I hope everyone recognizes the top one. I don't even know her name. I hate the movie that much. She's a bully. She makes fun of people. She throws shade, and she just wants the job to get done. She's a great example of a Theory X manager, someone who just throws threats your way to make you want to be more productive, even though it seems to not work. This bottom picture is a guy named John Skia something. He's the biggest crime boss in Kansas City. I kind of related all this to like crime families back in the day. You just make threats at people to get what you want and get work done. Obviously that doesn't work because they're no longer running the country. This one of the last points, do what you love and you never work a day in your life. It's kind of hard to love your work when you have a manager that's just constantly belittling you or bullying you or threatening you. So just keep that in mind while we go forward. How do we fix it? Whether you're in the position of the manager or in the position of the employee, it's important to recognize kind of how you are acting, how your personal attitudes are. So that's kind of one of the first things you have to do is change your personal attitudes. Look at people like they want to be at work, like they're an actual person rather than a number on a spreadsheet getting the job done. After that, I think adding time for like collaborative efforts, whether it's lunches, things like that, time where everyone can come together and feel like their ideas are being heard or at least being put out there for people. That's always good for employee engagement. And then managers should be compensated based on employee engagement and satisfaction. If I know that 10% of my salary is going to come from employees being happy or sad at work, then that should have an effect on how I go throughout my day. So what's the proof? How do we know? So companies like Walmart, who have this like clan culture where everyone's a family and that's how they treat people, they have a retention rate of like 60 to 70%, which is honestly fairly high for an organization of that size. And they treat everyone like family. HR checks on people. They send out surveys to check on employee satisfaction, like what they think about the job. So working with things like that, asking employees how they feel is a really good start if you're in that manager side of it. It'll help grow as an organization, set goals regularly as a group, not just as an individual at the top of an organization. You want everyone to feel like they have a say and an impact on what you're doing. Like I said earlier, under a manager who recognizes their flaws and makes people want to be at work. If you're there and you love what you do, you're never going to feel like you work. So it's just kind of the perfect package for an employee and boss relationship. So what can we do? These are 6 steps. They kind of work depending on what side you think you're going to be on. But in an organization, any employee who needs to be fired needs to be fired. Like, get rid of them. There's no reason to keep people around who are just not good. Conduct employee surveys, like I talked about. Ask for feedback. See how employees are doing. Create a communication program so employees feel like they're being heard and feel like they can talk to a manager. Make your team leads and managers aware of the negative consequences of their actions when they're acting like a Theory X manager. Establish coaching and assign someone to help out with this transition phase between, a Theory X manager and someone who wants to be better. Here are some of the counter arguments. People might think it takes a strict boss to get work done. There's organizations that disprove that on a daily basis. William Jewell is a good example. I think the Cloud Boss is a great woman, and I think this campus is thriving more than it probably has in the past. People believe that employee satisfaction doesn't matter, but if you're pissed off at work, you're not going to be a good worker. It's just how it goes. If you're not in a good mood, you're not going to work well. So just think about this. Like I said, we're all in college, about to go into the real world. So if you get into a position where you're a manager and you're, just an asshole to your employees, change it up. Or if you're an employee and you see a manager like this, do what you can to change the culture of the organization.